What's up guys, iOS expert here, and I'm going to be showing you a YouTube fix that not very many people know about, but by the end of this video, I'm sure everybody's going to be screaming in the comments, "Thank you for fixing, it works on my iPad, blah 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 blah." Anyway, I'm going to be showing you how to fix YouTube on iOS 5 and 6, which I'm going to be showing you on the iPhone 4. iOS 7, 8, 9, and 10 on the iPad 3. Or no, I'm going to be actually showing you this method works on all iOS devices, depending on what device you have. So if you have iOS 5, 6, or 7, if you have iOS 5, 6, or 7, you want to be watching the method I'm going to be doing on this white iPhone 4. If you're going to be doing this on iOS 7, 8, 9, or 10, you want to be watching this method that I'm going to be doing on the iPad 3. If you're going to be doing iOS 10, or 9, or possibly 11, I don't know if the 11's been affected yet or not, but if you're going to be watching on 9 or 10, then you're going to be wanting to watch the method I do on this iPhone 5S in gold, 16 gigabytes, which runs 10.3.3. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the classic, the 5, 6, and 7. What you're going to do is you are going to go into Cydia, and then we're going to be adding a source. Basically, you want to add cydia.skyglow.es / and make sure you add Skyglow and not the bag repo. The bag repo doesn't have a working tube repair. Skyglow has a perfect working tube repair. It just is a little iffy on the classic YouTube app. But if you use the classic YouTube app or the App Store YouTube app, that's your choice. But the first thing you want is tube repair beta. Okay? Tube repair beta. And then what you're going to do from there is you're going to go down to... now if you're choosing to fix the App Store app, there's one more resource you want to add, and that is yzu.mo/dev. Install Vateris. Once you've resprung and done all that good stuff, you're going to go into settings. You will type test-tube-repair.uptimetrackers.com and make sure you put HTTPS at the end, or else some YouTube apps won't work and others will. So make sure you put HTTPS for the best results. And then also put the / at the end. So it's so that's https:// test-tube-repair.uptimetrackers.com/. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna reboot your iPhone. I already have it fixed, so I don't have to reboot it in order to watch YouTube. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to download YouTube. And you want to download version 1.1.10, or else this will not work. I mean, it will if you're running iOS 7. It might work up to this version of YouTube that I'm about to show you on iOS 8. But I don't have a fully working iOS 7 device to actually test it to the full extent, but I don't know. If you're on iOS 7, 1.1.10 should be fine. If you're running iOS 6 and want to use the classic YouTube app, the classic YouTube app does not work on iOS 7, just to let you know that. And if you want to use the classic YouTube app, you want to add cydia.repo or cydia.invocecplaygames.uk /beta /. and then you're going to install classic YouTube app. Now you only have to do that if you're on iOS 6 and want to use the classic YouTube app. But everybody else, you won't have to do that. And if you're on iOS 5, and for those iOS 5 people, you should actually already have the classic YouTube app installed, so you won't have to worry about that. Now, from there, once you've got your YouTube apps and your repo, all your repos entered, you're going to reboot your iPhone by holding the top and rebooting or respringing, depending on what it lets you do. And then slide the power off if that's your only option, and then turn it back on. And then I promise you, once you turn on the iPhone, you will see that your YouTube apps are actually loading content. I'm going to search copyright free music, because I don't want to get striked. Let's just make sure, yeah, copyright free music. At first, it's going to load slow after you've done all those things, but in a moment, it should be working. This is kind of taking a while to load. I don't know why. I'm going to show you, while it loads that, I'm going to show you on my iPad. Oh yeah, there it is. You can see there's YouTube. As soon as I'm about to show you on the iPad, you can see there's your YouTube App Store app. And then it'll say YouTube not available at first, but you will be able to use YouTube after you search like copyright free music. Or at least that's what I'm searching to avoid getting striked. And at least that's what I'm searching to avoid getting striked. Okay, I'm just gonna have to do... You can see, like, it's a little bit more limited than the App Store app because this is to prepare, but the classic YouTube app is a little more limited than the App Store app. Now, if I show you on iOS 7, as you can see right there, works as well. That's iOS 6. Let's show you, or that's iOS 5, 6, and 7. Now I'm going to show you 7, 8, 9, and 10. So on 8, 9, and 10, what you're going to do is it's going to be something similar. You're going to want to use version... Let's see, you're going to want to use YouTube version. Now, this is going to require a little more work with app admin and all that to fix it on this device. This is going to require a little more work with app admin and stuff to get this actually working on this type of device, but but the result, you're going to thank me in the comments, trust me. What you're going to do is, you're going to search for YouTube version 2.0.7, blah, 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 blah. The first thing you're going to install is app admin. That's the first thing we have to install. Just like that. App admin. So you're going to get app admin. Okay, with app admin installed, you're going to download, you should, when you go into the App Store and try and download YouTube, You're not going to have to download the current version or any 11.49 first, because I've already done that for you. So you're probably not going to want you're probably not going to want a newer version of YouTube on this device either. When you, if I hold down open, you'll see this. Or if you hit install for the first time, you should see unless that admin crashes. But if it does, I don't know how to fix that. So what I'm going to do is you're going to go here. And I guess you're going to want this version here. You're probably going to want this integer here. 125.130. You're probably going to want this integer right here. You can hit downgrade. What is it? 125. 130.46. And I accidentally downloaded the wrong version of YouTube. I did that on purpose because I already have it fixed on here. So I'm going to delete that, because I obviously do not want it. And then once you've gotten this, it should look like the latest version of YouTube that iOS 6 can work with. As the icon, and when you go into it, should look more like 1.10, kind of like this. Okay, it should be that version of YouTube, and it should be that integer. If it's not, try go the integers around it. If it doesn't work. Now, when you go to the Cydia app, you're gonna click on you're going to have the same repo, cydia.skyglow.es/. Once you figured out the version of YouTube that you want on this device, click on Tube Repair Beta. You're going to respring the device. You're going to go into Tube Repair and type in https://testtuberepair.uptimetrackers.com/. So that's https:// testtuberepair.uptimetrackers.com/. Okay? Then you're going to reboot your device, close out the YouTube app, all that fun stuff. I'm going to click on copyright free music to get this working, just like that. I'm going to show you that this works as well. And it might be a different, and it might also be a different version on like 9.3.5, 9.3.6, 10.3.3, and 10.3.4 as well. If it's not, you can probably, but if you're on iOS, but since this is iOS 9, 10, and 11, since this is, since we're talking 7, 8, 9, 10, this version here, it works on iOS 9 and above. So, this iPhone on iOS 9 and iOS 10, and possibly iOS 11, if it doesn't work, the next part's going to be for you. But if you're running a 32-bit device and you want to do this fix on 9.3.5, 9.3.6, 10.3.3, or 10.3.4, and you want to do this version on a 32-bit device, it might not be 2. Whatever. So that is something to keep in mind. If it doesn't work, if this no longer works, or or I find out that this version, what version is on iOS 9 or 10, or if it's incompatible and you have to do the fix, then I'm going to have to show you on here on those 32-bit devices running 9.3.5, 9.3.6, 10.3.3, and 10.3.4. Then I'll if I do discover that, I'll leave a disclaimer in the comments, or if it doesn't work. And now if it doesn't work and then it comes back and within the next day, I'll remove that disclaimer saying it doesn't work. Okay? So that's for those devices. Now I'm gonna show you on 64-bit devices running iOS 9 and above, and possibly some other 32-bit devices depending on what 32-bit version of YouTube works. Alright, but I'm just going to show you on my iPhone 5S running iOS 10, because that's the only device I have that's higher than this iPad. Well, I mean, I have the iPhone 5, but it needs a new battery, and I have the iPad 4 over there, but the iPad 3 was the one that had the most charge in it, and I'm charging it right now. So I'm just going to show you my 5S. And this is also another different version of YouTube. So you want YouTube icon, okay? In my case, the coolest part about this fix is that you can use any YouTube icon you want. Now this won't be the Safari fix. Now, yeah, you won't have to watch it through Safari, even though at first it might seem like you're gonna have to watch it through Safari. Now this is a different app. This is a bookmark, a different that I used a special website that generates a bookmark into a full screen application. And no, you won't have to use Safari. This is a separate app. So yeah, you won't have to use Safari, even though it might seem at first like you're gonna have to use Safari. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna search for any YouTube icon you want. You can search classic YouTube app, YouTube icon, whatever, any YouTube icon you want. That's the coolest part about this fix. Okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to in my case I want MicTube icon because it simulates, because in my case I want MicTube icon because it's the classic YouTube app but flat for iOS 10 or 7 and above. It's a classic YouTube app icon. I want the MicTube icon because it's basically like the you'll see that it's you'll see that you can kind of see that MicTube is the classic YouTube app icon but flat for iOS 7 and above. And this is iOS 10, and I already have the other YouTube app icon, so I'm going to go for this icon here. You want to save the image, but if you can't save the image, that's fine. Basically, to get that X out of the screen, it's kind of tricky to do this with one hand, but you're gonna hold this down and hold down the power button and hold the home button. So it takes a screenshot without that X being on the icon. And then I'm not gonna show you the Photos app on my phone because I don't want you to see my personal photos. You can see, and you basically and then basically this is what it's gonna look like. You want to crop the YouTube, but basically this is what it's going to look like. You want to crop the YouTube app. You want to crop the, you want to cut the, you want to crop the picture. You want to cut the website out of the icon. So you only want the icon to be shown. You only want the icon to be, you only want to see the icon. You don't want to see the web page. So you want to crop it and only see the icon. Okay, once you're satisfied that you only see the icon's the right size and you don't see any of the web page, select done. And then you're going to go into iCustom.tool iPhone.net. You might have to click it, but if you don't, now go, it should look something like this, the website you want to be on. And it will ask you what you want to do. In my case, I want to select bookmark website URL. And you want to do M. I'm going to actually go on the YouTube website to see what that looks like. Yeah, it should be M. You're going to get an ad. But you're going to click on Create Custom Icon. And then you're going to, you don't want to choose the app. You want to choose the shortcut. You want to choose the shortcut. So you're going to click on bookmark website URL. And it's going to say choose a browser. You want Apple Safari. And then you're going to want to do m.youtube.com. https://m.youtube.com/. And then you're going to load picture. And then you're going to type YouTube, or leave it empty depending on your preference, depending if you want your YouTube app to have labels. If you want a clean phone with no labels, just then you want to leave this blank, okay? Now if you want your YouTube app to have a clean look like the dock, like it doesn't on iOS 10, but if you want it to have a clean look like the dock on most modern iPhones, you want a clean look like that, then you kind of want to leave, then you're probably going to want to leave this empty. But if you want it to actually look like a YouTube app on an older iPhone like this does, then you're probably going to want to type YouTube as I have typed here. Once you're satisfied that this process is done, you're going to click on Install Icon. It's going to take you to a settings page to install a profile. And then you're going to enter your password. And if you don't have one, you don't have to follow this step if you don't have a password, but most of you do. So now this is what I have, McTube, but it looks like YouTube. So you can see that is what it would look like. But that is because we're missing an important step. That's because we're actually missing an important step. So, that's because we're missing an important step. So you want to delete the app. You want to get out of the ad. You want to get out of this ad. And if you're going to type in the website again, it'll come right up after the second time. or you don't have to follow the first part of generating the app, but just be aware. So what you do is you want to click website URL. You want https://m.youtube.com/m.youtube.com. It'll ask you if you want to enable full screen. Make sure it's turned to green. Make sure you have that turned to green, or else it's just going to be a Safari app like you saw before. Okay, so this time you're going to get browser options. It'll ask you if you want to open in full screen. Make sure it's turned to green, or else it will not work properly. And you'll tell you that it's showing you in the Safari app. So make sure that open in full screen ? Has the green button on. And then you're going to load picture. I'm just going to hide it. You already know how to do this. And then you type YouTube or leave it empty depending on your preference. And then click on generate icon. I'm going to type my number lock here, my passcode. And at this point, you're going to want to do a hard reset on the phone. At this point, you're going to want to do a hard reset. And at this point, you're going to want to perform a hard reset on the phone. Like that, you want to perform a hard reset on the phone. Just so that the changes I've made will take effect. Basically, you want to do a hard reset on the phone. That way, the changes that I just applied are going to actually take effect now that I performed the hard reset. Just like how we reboot or close a YouTube app when we fix it on these devices. Just like how you, and just like how you, have to reboot an iPhone, just like I have to reboot an iPhone to, get the Apple TV beta profile, or to get like the iOS 18 beta profile. You have to restart. All those things require restarting something, and hard resetting the phone kind of ensures that it's going to restart all of it. Basically, by hard resetting the iPhone, you're restarting all of it, and now the changes that you've applied are going to make effect. So, and there you go. Just like that, it's my own separate YouTube app. Just like that. I can, but you might think, oh, that's just a Safari shortcut. It's just full screen. I can close all my applications, my Safari, my YouTube, my everything, right? I can close everything. I can close everything. I can clear the Safari history, cookies, and data, and all that good stuff. I can go into the YouTube app that I just installed. It's literally its own app, and it kind of runs like it too. And if I go into Safari, app, you can see all my history and cookies and data are cleared, and I didn't just open YouTube by opening this app here. And you can even sign in, it will do the same thing. So, yeah. That's how you fix YouTube on older versions of iOS. Thank you for watching, and peace out.